Hello, Year 5, Mr. Hattersley here. It's Wednesday's lesson now for week commencing the 18th. I hope you've all been having fun at home, and I hope also you've all been staying safe as well as trying to keep active as well. That's really important during the lockdown. But anyway, yesterday we wrote our introduction. I'm going to try and make this one, my input on this one as short as yesterday's as well, because you're going to get on with writing your your first section, the first bit about your person's life, whether that be Helen Sharman or Tim Peake. And I want you to maximise your time on this, so I'm going to make it as quick as possible. Okay, you start today, we're going to look at parenthesis. Now, it's a word that I mentioned yesterday during the starter, and parenthesis is a word or phrase that's added to a sentence to add extra information. And you know what, my class, I know, will definitely say that I'm always telling them to add more information. If you know something, it's best to get it down because it just looks better when you get the most information in possible. It's punctuated, parenthesis is punctuated with either commas, dashes, or brackets. So, what punctuation is used for parenthesis in the following sentences? Pause the video here, answer me, and then see if you were right. Okay, so expect you to pause it now. And the answer is, in this one, it's commas. We can see it. So my brother, who is older than me, will be 11 tomorrow. So we know from that the person's brother who's wrote this sentence is older than them because they've used commas here to add extra information. This bit is the parenthesis. My best friend, who I met at primary school, has just moved house. So again, the dashes are used and the extra information is there. We know somebody's got a best friend, and we know how long they've been friends because we've been told when they met. Okay, this one's asked us to circle the punctuation used in the sentence below. So it says, my next door neighbour, whose house is attached to ours, has a large tree in his back garden. Which punctuation is used for the parenthesis there, or parentheses? Pause the video, write it down, circle them, or just point to them, whatever's best for you, and then play it for the answer. Expect you to pause it now. Okay, the answer is this one just here, and this one. We can see that they've used commas to do it on this one, which is different to the last one, isn't it? So, and we can also see that this is the added information. My next door neighbour, whose house is attached to ours, has a large tree in his back garden. So not only are they next door neighbour, the house is attached. So we've found more information about the next door neighbour and where they live. So this one says, which sentence has parentheses, or has used parentheses correctly? I'll just move that in so you can see it a bit better. My granddad, who is 84, enjoys playing chess with his friends each week. My grandma, who plays bingo on a Wednesday, is really lucky as she always wins. Which one makes sense? Which sentence would make sense without the parentheses? Or which one has used it in the right way? Right, the answer is this one. My grandma, who plays bingo on a Wednesday, is really lucky as she always wins. Because we can see here that they've used dashes on both sides. On this one, we only have one example of a comma. There needs to be a comma at either side. If we'd have had a comma here as well, then this sentence would also have used parentheses correctly, but it doesn't, so it's the bottom one there. Okay, there's your task. Name the punctuation used for parentheses in the following sentences. You should be able to find them. They're really, really easy. I'm not going to go through the answers with you because, like I say, I really want to get on with it. I'll show you some examples of parentheses. It is a year 5 skill. It's one that I'm expecting you not just using this one, but to use even more as we go on through year 5. Not just in our biographies, but any other pieces of writing that we're going to do in the future. It's a really good skill to use, a really good skill to have. And it's one that I would imagine will come up more and more in your spike tests through the year and then going into year 6 as well. So, Here's how we could use parenthesis in our biography that we're continuing rather to write today. So, here we go. Tim's school showed him videos of helicopters (brackets at the age of 10). His excitement of helicopters stayed with him for the rest of his life. So, we've seen that Tim was showed videos at school. We know that he was excited by them, and he's still excited about it now. He ended up getting a job driving them, didn't he? And we also know what age he was when he first got into them, thanks to the parenthesis which has been used there. Okay. So, here's one about Helen Sharman. Helen, who had graduated from Sheffield, gained a doctorate in Birkbeck College. So, we're going back. We're talking about Helen gaining a doctorate, becoming a PhD of chemistry. So, she's Dr. Helen Sharman, technically, from Birkbeck College in London, after she'd already graduated in Sheffield with a degree. So she's gone on and she's further education, and we've used parentheses there to add information about how she got her qualifications. And last one. Interestingly, Helen, who has an older brother and sister, was the first to graduate university. Now, this one we've done differently, look. We've put the added information there. We've used a comma here and then used a dash, and you can do that. We could have also, any of these, just used a dash or commas or anything. They're interchangeable. There's some examples. Obviously, some of those you might want to use in your writing, but I am expecting you to come up with your own because, as I said last time, you've done brilliant writing this year, and I think that you can keep pushing yourself on by doing so. Okay. So, again, we were meant to be doing this in class. I just look through. You know what I expect of you. Every time you do a paragraph in school, I'd expect you to blue pen it. You should have got a blue pen in your work packs at home. So once you do finish a paragraph, I'm really encouraging you to go back, write underneath it, blue pen, improve it all, and I'll be really, really impressed if you can. Right. Here's here's an example. So this one, yesterday we saw some introductions to do with Tim Peake. Today we've got the first section. So again, like I said yesterday, I've used this sheet here to help me with my different bits of subheadings, and I'm going for this one. I've done it in chronological order: a childhood and a family affair. So this is the paragraph that I wrote about Helen. So Helen was born on May the 30th, 1963, in Grenoside, which is a place in Sheffield, UK. She attended Grenoside Infant School and Junior School, and I have said before that Grenoside is really close to where we are in Sheffield, so she's not far from us at all. As a child, along with her brother James and sister Andrea, so she went to school along with those. While she was at primary school, she developed an interest in science, an interest which has stayed with her to this day. So I'm using the research that I've done to form sentences. I found out on a website, this one here, I think, yeah, when it loads. Just give it a sec. So I found out here on this website, which is all about Helen Sharman and the different things she did, where she found her love for science, and it was at primary school. She says that it stayed with her, so I put that in. That's her words, I've changed it into my words. So I'm getting it from the source, which is her. She said that. Helen often says at her primary school science lessons and her father's job as a physicist, which is another type of scientist, inspired her to be a scientist herself later in life. So again, I've gone into detail about what she did as a child, where she went to school. I found out this information because it's important to building a picture of her as a person. So, once she left college, Helen began studying chemistry at the University of Sheffield. Sharman received a bachelor's degree in chemistry from the University of Sheffield in 1984, and she then went on to receive a doctorate in chemistry from Birkbeck College in London. That's sentence that I used. I probably could have put parentheses in there just to make it a bit clearer, change it up and make it high quality. But again, you can do better than this. I know you can. This made her one of the best chemistry minds in the entire country. After university, she worked at a country called GEC, researching and developing materials. And soon after that, so look there, I'm remembering to put in my time connectives as well to say, again, I'm thinking about my chronological order of things. She moved to Mars, the chocolate, not the planet. So I've tried to have a bit of a joke with the reader there, and I've put in some parentheses by adding information to make sure that they know that she's working at a company and not, in fact, living on the red planet Mars. Where at first she was a research scientist working on ice cream. So that means Helen's had two amazing jobs. She got to work with ice cream. I would imagine there's a few children in year 5 whose ideal job will be working with ice cream. Okay, that's some brilliant ideas. I've sent you a help sheet home to help you write yours down. You've got your planning sheet that we did on Monday. You've also got your research about Helen's childhood, and you're lucky being at home because you've always got your laptop with you or iPad or whatever you're listening to this on. You can still search for things. You can find out more information as you go, which we probably won't be able to do in school. So that's worked out quite nicely for you guys. I've put some sentence starters on there. I would pause this video. I would look through my example to improve, to get any ideas of starters. I would also use your sentence starters, which I've tried to include about both Helen and about Tim as well. So, please continue to use the help sheets that I've sent home for you. Please continue to work hard and remember to have a break as well and chill out a bit. And I'll see you soon. February the 15th, obviously coming ever closer, and I look forward to seeing you, and I hope that you're all safe. See you later, year 5. Take care.